What up, y'all? Back again. Today, I wanted to go over 7 lies that the narcissist has to get you to believe for them to truly be successful in taking over your life in a situation with them, so that they can complete and utterly control you and destroy you. Okay, so I wanted to jump in with this and give you these real quick, as quick as I can. And sorry I don't have my coffee today, but chill with me. Anyway, so if you've ever dated a narcissist, you know that they lie all the time. I mean, compulsively, pathologically. And in the beginning, it's kind of like you get these little, the thing is you're getting to know somebody. So sometimes you don't know anything about them. And so they can lie, but you're still going to start seeing things and feeling things. But if you've ever been with one, the longer you're with them, it's like, whoa, these lies coming at you are just on the daily basis, on the regular, like 10 at a time and stuff. You start to wonder, like, what the hell's really going on behind that frame of theirs. But they tell so many lies, and they do this to get you stuck, to get you, strung along, to breadcrumb you to some degree, basically, as long as they can, so that they can just drag you out, and they gotta get you hooked to begin with. That's one thing. But, they live in a world where 2 + 2 equals 4, and then some days 2 + 2 equals 5. And then once you get brainwashed into believing 2 + 2 equals 5, then they go back to 2 + 2 equals 4. They're always switching the script, and what they say is moving the goalpost on you. You could never win with them. You could never be on the same team with them. When you love them, they hate you. When you hate them, they'll die for you. I mean, it's crazy. And that's why it'll make you crazy, because they're always the flip of you, and there's no other way around it. So then, some days it's 2 + 2 is 4, then it's 5, and then they go back to 2 + 2 equals 4 again, and then they'll act like, they'll deny it that they ever said that, that they ever said anything different. And this type of stuff, man, it starts to make you doubt yourself after a while. And they do this because, they have an end game in mind, and the end game is always the same for everybody. It's, to cause uncertainty and confusion. And uncertainty and confusion will string you along and will keep you under their control. And so you have to believe these things. And, so these are the best weapons: uncertainty and confusion. It kind of really puts a nail in the coffin if you start believing this, because these are the 2 best weapons. But this is the thing: the lies, they have to, for you to believe them or start to believe in them, you have to have already built trust with them. And that's why in the love bomb phase it's very important, because in the love bomb phase, they have to act real cool and try to be honest and try to be real nice and faithful. And then they build that trust with you, and that's when the lies really get much worse. These lies are designed to brainwash you as a narcissistic abuse victim. I mean, and it causes cognitive dissonance, man. The brain fog, and you second guessing yourself, and you see the good person, the bad person. You know what I mean? And then you get that rumination. It all stems from this. And the narcissist wants to control everything. They want superior control. They want to be imperial with it. And, that's why I think they get this God status, But this is why, they have to, nail down your thoughts when it comes to how you view you, how you view them, how you view your family, how you view your friends, coworkers, anybody. They want to change all that up so that it serves them, and that they isolate you. So this is kind of how it works. And, and anybody close to you, they got to get them away from you or convinced that you're crazy. It's the same tactics a cult would use. All cults, like when you get into these crazy cults that they talk about on TV, they're all run by narcissists, and they use the same tactic. So there's 7 lies that the narcissist has to get you to believe to take over your life and destroy it. So the first one is they lie about who they are, who they were, you know? And so this is because they have a struggle to obtain self-worth. They don't want you to realize that they have none. So they have to, you know, they have to overcompensate. They're always overcompensating. And sometimes that's what you'll see red flag wise, is they're always overcompensating. And because of that, you know that there's a deficiency there. But if you hang out with them in any amount of time, you're going to know they're worthless. I mean, because their morality is horrible. I mean, you know, it's not that we ever want to look at anybody worthless. In fact, you know, we gave them too many damn chances anyway. So you know that we gave them a fair shot. So there's nothing left on the table with that. But this is kind of what happens. They lie about everything about themselves. And if you didn't grow up with them, you would never know. You know, they want you to, they elevate themselves through this. You know, you'll experience like shortly after or right from the jump. Usually it's from the jump in the trauma bond, because they got to get you already believing this. They want you to get them on the pedestal in the trauma bond as well. So they're gaining trust, building them up on the trauma bond all at the same time. And getting you to believe, already starting to get you to believe lies. They're bragging, exaggerating all about this life that they are, this life that they were, people that they know. That's a lie. I mean, they'll even lie about what they do for a living, and who they know, and establishing this right from the jump, what they've done. I mean, I would hear, these are crazy stories, man. And I went through all of this. She got shot in the leg. She showed me this little like dent in her leg or something, and all kind of crazy stuff. It's like you put them on such a high pedestal is what they want, so that you're looking up, you're about to break your neck looking up at the pedestal they're sitting on that they want you to build. And to some degree, it works, especially if you haven't dealt with them before, you know, or it's your first, you know, love partner one outside of your family when you're younger, man. I mean, they got me, man, quite a few times. But number 2 is they got to make you believe that, well, they lie about their superiority. I mean, they got to make, they're always better than everybody, including you, you know? And so they'll lie to you, tell you how intelligent they are and some fake degrees that they may have, or just, you know, anything to one-up you. If you tell them that you did this today, they're going to say, well, you know, they've done it 2 times better or 3 times better. It's always the one-up with them. And then if you ever get a promotion or anything good, it's just they're jealous, they're condescending, they're passive-aggressive. You know, they get uncomfortable when you get a promotion because they're afraid you're going to leave them. Well, that's one reason. The other thing is they're just jealous. They just have to have all of the shine, all of the spotlight, all of everything. You know, so the third lie that you have to believe, and these are getting weird, and this just makes me reflect back. But when they tell you, and they do, you know, they lie about being liars. I mean, mine told me I don't lie. I mean, in the beginning, it's like, it comes out so weird too, because they're like so mechanical. Because when you don't feel love, you're mechanical. You're like a computer. You're like artificial intelligence to some degree. It really is true. And because they're faking it. Their whole life is fake. And so they'll repeat it over and over until you believe it. And I mean, every narcissist I've known has done this. The repeating over and over and over. It's almost like, you know, the story, you know, they know what they're going to say before they say it. So much you hear it. It's always, you know, in and around the house too. It's not really as much out there when y'all are out there. The narcissists, you know, they can't help but lie, man. It's just built in them. I mean, they can't go a day without lying. They can't go a couple hours without lying. And this is what happens. They start this telling you that they don't lie in the trauma bond. This is where it works. So eventually you're going to find cracks in their stories. You're going to start to catch on that they are lying. Okay. And so they're pre-brainwashing you in like the trauma bond, because you're like, if they told me that they don't lie and they just don't never lie, they're totally honest and they have, you know, some moral fiber or something, then you're like, how could I believe that they're lying now? I mean, it would be like a bold-faced lie, and that we're not used to. Humanity is not really truly used to a bold-faced lie. You know, that's horrible. That's like what psychos do, you know, and stuff like that. And we don't ride like that. We're not usually with that kind of energy. We just got tricked up with them. And so it causes a lot of cognitive dissonance, because you really just don't believe that they would lie straight to your face like that, especially, you know, early on. And so when you find out, you know, they're seeing cracks in their stories, and this cognitive dissonance and all this lying is going on, and things don't add up, you give them excuses. I mean, sometimes, you know, it's like, you know, they'll tell you, they'll use the Christianity card or the Muslim card or the devout Jewish card, you know, like, I would never lie or something, you know, like, and it's, they do this stuff all the time. You've heard it too. And so this causes like psychological confusion, and it brainwashes you before you even catch on. So then when you catch on, it's like, to the lies, you know, you already built trust with them. So it really gets difficult. It's like, you just don't want to believe it. It's hard for you. It's almost like you can't, depending on, you know, how good they are with it. You know, when the trust is established, man, that's when they can really, during the trauma bond, this is where they can really cause confusion. It's psychological turmoil, and this is where they can really destroy you. Because once you believe that you can trust them, then you're going to believe what comes out of their mouth. You're going to believe where they tell you they're going to be. You're going to believe all that. And then you're going to walk right into the trap, man. And before you know it, you're not going to know which way's up and which way's down. And that's the thing. You know, so, I mean, they'll tell you stuff like all the time, I'm your best friend, I don't lie, why would I do that? No one loves you like I do. You know, and for them to get narcissistic supply, that's the thing. That's where they're motivated too. They need the supply. So you got to mirror back to them that they're awesome, that they're just an amazing person, you know, that they're genuine and all this stuff. And so for that to happen, you have to believe the lie, because if you're not mirroring it back to them, you're going to give them a narcissistic injury, and they need the supply. And a lot of times it works. But they have to establish trust first. Trust is huge. And then from there, that's why they put you on that high pedestal in the beginning too, when they're idolizing you during the trauma bond. If they get you up here and they gain your trust, you'll believe anything. And that's when they start brainwashing you. Then they devalue it, cut you down. Okay, so the fourth lie that they got to get you to believe is that they lie about being cheaters. And so narcissists, they're notorious for cheating, man. It's like they do it as a general tension addiction. I mean, really, they say to you, I don't cheat. Okay, once a cheater, always a cheater. Mine said all of this. The first few days I was with her, a week or whatever, 2 weeks. I'm like, this is weird. Like, I don't cheat. I mean, like, okay. I mean, it was like crazy. Like, can you add a little more dialogue to that? For me, it was a red flag. I just didn't say anything. And like I said, on this last one, it was just, you know, a lot of times they're crappy actors, B and C class actors, D class actors. The problem is what they do all this stuff before, and a lot of times we're truth seekers, and a lot of times we want to find proof, you know, absolute proof. Even if you got it, you wouldn't believe it sometimes, you know, back then anyway. And, you know, once a cheater, always a cheater. I don't cheat. They'll use the religious card, the morality card. They're bold-faced liars. So, you know, when they bold-faced lie to you like that, you're just not, like I said, not used to it. It's like, why would they say, I'm not a cheater the first few days you meet them, and then you catch them cheating? It's like, that's not going to happen. I mean, they might cheat, or they might lie about what color their socks are. That I can handle. But to lie like really big about shit, like shit in their childhood, shit in their history that never happened, that's bold-faced lying, man. and cheating. I don't cheat, and you're cheating out there with a bunch of people. That's shitty, man. And so during the love bomb phase, again, they do this to cover themselves, and the confusion that comes later to the victim and cognitive dissonance, they're brainwashing into you believing this right from the jump. Because, and mine used to tell me, like, you know, what is it when, you know, your first impression's very big. She used to always tell me that during the love bomb phase. And it's crazy. It's crazy when you think back to some of the stuff. But when you get cracks in the story about the cheating, you're not going to believe it. Your friends will tell you, and you'll be like, no. Their friends might even tell you no. You might believe it more from their friends than yours, but it's crazy, man. The fifth lie is there's something wrong with you. That's the next one. And this all goes perfect, man. It's exactly how they work. And they're all on these tracks, man. They're all tell you the same crap. And that's so weird. It's like you're listening to a recording sometimes. But there's something wrong with you. They're lying, pre-lying in the love bomb phase. You know, they deny everything. It's bold-faced lies. You're not used to it. You're not used to that energy. You're used to, like, yo, like, they wouldn't say that and then do that. They wouldn't say they don't do that boldly and then do it. They just continue what they do, and then they tell you you're crazy, there's something wrong with you, you have jealousy issues, anger issues. I mean, you're insecure, all of the stuff, all the negative things to bring you down. This is devaluation, but it works. Because when you met them, you were like, fine, you're up here, you know? And now you're like shit doubting yourself and everything. It's crazy. But they also, when you get trust and get cognitive dissonance and they're brainwashing you and all this, it's, you know, they got to get you to cater to them. And it works, man. A lot of times you end up catering to them. And that's where I say you get back on that hamster wheel to run faster and faster. It's like all the breadcrumbing and the indifference. But the narcissist, you know, they set the stage for that. That, you know, you're going to cater to them and you know, that they're this amazing person. They're well-versed, they're educated, and you need them pretty much. I got to have you because you're like shitty. And so they tell lies about their background. I mean, crazy, man. God, so many lies I've heard about her background. Lies to make them seem great so that you just adore them. Like, oh my God, I'm so glad I'm in the presence of a person like this and they love me. It's crazy, man. To make you a fan, like a fan is a fanatic. It's short for fanatic. They talk about this in church sometimes. But the biggest lie is that you're the problem. You're not the problem. They're the problem, but they got to convince you of that. And then they got to continue to make you believe it. When you believe the lie, you're in big trouble. If you trust them and start to believe you are what they're telling you, it's bad. The sixth lie that you have to believe for them to take over your life and destroy you is they'll lie to your family, that they're lying about your family, friends, people that care about you, or people that are around you, that are supportive to you. They're going to always triangulate you. They're always going to say that whatever person that cares about you will give you good advice, and your family, your friends, anybody, you know, coworkers, they're going to say, oh, they hate me. You know, they're going to drive a wedge in between you and them, and they're going to separate you two. And then they're going to triangulate, because that's what the covert narcissists especially, they triangulate all the time. It's their go-to. And it's horrible. They do it all the time. And, you know, the narcissist will triangulate, man, to set the stage as something's wrong with you. So they'll triangulate, and it's like they're playing both sides. They're like telling your friends and family that love you that, you know, you have all these issues and you're insecure. They want to help you, and you need therapy, and you care about them. That's what they'll tell them. But then they're going to tell you that, you know, that those people hate her. Or if I'm speaking to a female, be opposite, of course, that they hate him or whatever. But so it causes insecurity and dysfunction. And this is what they'll tell them that you are like. You're dysfunctional. You're insecure. You're needy. You're not. This is what they establish in you, because they continue to brainwash you. And, you know, your best friend hates me. Your sister hates me. Anybody that you're close to. Because the other thing is those individuals, they want to isolate you away from them, but they're also going to be the ones to tell you to get away from this individual if they're good. And so, you know, people that are good in your life are going to threaten the narcissist. That's why if you are the primary supply, then they got to isolate you and get anybody. And this is where they get the smear campaign from. It starts with this. It's like first, it's like they're already talking behind your back that you're insecure and you have all these issues. So they set the stage, and then when they discard you, you discard them, y'all break up or disengage, then, you know, it's like it's already set. They just got to light the fuse. The seventh lie that you have to believe is that you're crazy. That starts out with there's something wrong with you, then it's crazy. Now you need medication, you need a therapist. They got to convince you you're crazy. And listen, man, a lot of people end up in psych wards from these people. They lose everything from a narcissist. Narcissists will make you go nuts if you're not strong enough, or if you didn't grow up a certain way, or if you're not able to handle the stuff that comes at you. It's very combative. It's psychologically combative. If you're a female, it would be physically combative as well, because they do physically abuse. But it's combative in every way. The triangulation's horrible. You don't know who you are when you get done with a narcissist, and it's very damaging. We talk about CPTSD, and so I'm going to do some stuff on that. But you know, they put you down because they don't want you to leave, and if they destroy you, then they know that you'll stay with them forever because they have abandonment issues, but they're still going to leave you and cheat on you. So it's crazy. It's like for them to think like that their type of love is, if I get this person and they're successful now, they have a lot of financial abilities, they're doing well for themselves. If I could destroy them down to a loaf of bread, then it's going to make me feel good, and it's also going to make me feel secure that they're never going to leave me. And that's it. If you can give me a like, a thumbs up, I appreciate y'all. We hit 1,100 subs today. Just share, like, subscribe, and, you know, stand tall, man, every day, man. Soldier up every day. And, you know, gird up the loins of your mind, man. Until next time, soldier up. Peace. We out.